So this is the brand new Microsoft Surface Pro 6, and it looks exactly the same as every previous year for the past few years. But they changed the color this time. They gave us a brand new matte black version. Not this matte black, but this matte black. And I gotta say, it looks classy on a Surface Pro device. The cool thing about this style of black, or at least the texture of this compared to other black laptops, like let's say for example, the X1 Carbon, the Razer Blade 15, or even the X1 Extreme, is that it does get fingerprints, but it's a lot harder for this to attract them than it is on the other ones. The type of coating they're using is a lot more durable, so it doesn't take the oil from your fingers as easily. Now, the reason why I like this 2-in-1 form factor is because of the size. You're essentially getting a laptop that's under 3 pounds, that doesn't feel that heavy, that's easy to carry around, but still offers good performance and fantastic battery life. I also love the fact that Microsoft bakes the kickstand into the back of the device. The problem with other manufacturers trying to copy Microsoft for the 2-in-1 style is that they end up using a folio. And folios are annoying. They're janky, they feel weird. Like, look at this. Like, when I'm carrying this Pixel Slate in my hands, this is what happens. This moves around. It just doesn't feel too secure. Then when you open it up, you have to figure out which side is the keyboard, and then you have to move the back of the folio to figure out what position you want it in. With this, you basically just let the keyboard flop down and pull out the metal kickstand, and you're ready to go. It also makes a big difference when you're actually typing with this on your lap. You have great lapability with this style of hinge compared to the other style, which is really janky. Now, this hinge does go all the way down to 170 degrees, like the previous generation. So if you do opt to buy the $100 pen accessory, you're gonna have a fantastic writing experience. Now, obviously this is not perfect. I do wish it had more ports. So for example, we have a USB Type A on the right-hand side, a mini display port, and of course your Surface Connect port. On the back here, you actually have a slot for your micro SD card slot. On the left-hand side, there's nothing, but you do get a secure metal magnet portion to allow the pen to stick perfectly. The one area is USB Type-C. It's still not here, but come on, imagine this device, Thunderbolt 3. This form factor, which is 3 pounds with the Surface Connect. You throw it in your bag, you barely feel it. It's still powerful enough to get your work done. But when you come home and you connect it to the Thunderbolt 3 port, to an external GPU, you have more than enough horsepower to do all the creative stuff you really wanted to do, whether it's gaming lightly, whether it's content creation like editing video, or even doing something in SolidWorks. Now, display's pretty much practically the same. It's slightly brighter than years before, so you're still getting that awesome 3:2 aspect ratio. I would have loved a 3000 by 2000 resolution, but for a 12.3-inch display, this one does the job. Sound is pretty much the same, slightly louder, nice and clear, great highs, good vocals, just doesn't have any bass, and I don't expect it to with speakers this size. Now, the one thing the Surface Pro 6 does absolutely right is the webcam. This is 1080p. Not a lot of other laptops offer a 1080p webcam except for the Surface Book 2, the Surface Pro 6, not even the Surface laptop has a 1080p webcam. And even a $4,000 MacBook Pro still has a potato cam for the front-facing camera. Now, when it comes to performance, that's like the biggest upgrade of this thing. Inside of here, you're getting the latest generation of Intel processors. So you get 4 cores instead of 2, which means there's 2 more cores to handle heavy workloads. That means you get about a 40 to 50% increase in performance compared to the previous generation. So if you're someone who has tons of tabs open, you're working in Excel, let's say you're editing a photo in Photoshop, this is gonna handle it without any issues compared to previous generations. It's not a gaming laptop though, and I think most people buying a Surface Pro know that already. Now, with that being said, Microsoft did a fantastic job with the cooling solution in here. This is the i5 model, so it is fanless, but even when it's under full load, it doesn't get too hot to the point where it reduces frame rates or reduces the stuff you're doing, which also means you don't get any noise whatsoever. Now, the other thing that Microsoft does super right every single time is the typeboard cover. This is a very comfortable keyboard to type on. The type cover has 1.3 millimeters of travel distance, so it's a little bit lower than the 1.5 I like, but it has a nice actuation force to it. So when you're typing on it, it feels super comfortable. You have a nice click to it, the key spacing is perfect, and that's pretty impressive for a laptop this size. And the same thing goes with the touchpad. It doesn't have the vertical that I would love in most touchpads, but it has the width, and because it's using a glass touchpad Windows Precision drivers, you're getting insane accuracy. So here's the bottom line. The Surface Pro 6 design may be getting a little stale, but it still offers one of the best packages overall. You're getting a sturdy design, top quality type cover, great pen input, great for sketchers, great for drawers, the best of Windows 10. You're also getting a great display and of course, good performance and battery life. I do wish it had Thunderbolt 3. That's one of the things I think this would make it the perfect device, even with its thicker bezels. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're someone who wants to carry light as possible, still have the flexibility of a 2-in-1 and wants to have great battery life, this is probably one of the best devices to buy. So anyways, that wraps up my review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hit me up on Discord if you have any questions. Follow me on Instagram for some behind the scenes, and I'll see you guys in the next video.